You only need 5 whiskeys, Rye edition. Hey everyone, and welcome to Bourbon Byte's whiskey reviews with a gaming twist. I'm Clifton, and today I have been tagged to do the 5 whiskey Rye Whiskey challenge. Big shout out to Adriana at Whiskey Mountains who tagged me in this. Go check out her channel, tell her I sent you. But yeah, this is the latest edition. I've done 2 of these so far, but this one is all rye whiskey. So there are 5 occasions in this challenge where you may need a rye whiskey, so these are my recommendations. The first whiskey in this challenge is, of course, your daily sipper. For me, this actually changes a lot with rye whiskey, but lately, I've been really loving Wild Turkey 101 Rye. It used to only be available in liter bottles or larger. Thankfully, they now have a 750ml version, which actually is a lot more affordable. I think this was 24 bucks. But yeah, it's just a freaking solid, good rye whiskey. At 101 proof, it offers a lot just being a daily sipper, but it's also fantastic in a good old-fashioned or Manhattan cocktail. Now, as with other Wild Turkey rye products, it's not really a high rye, so if you're a bourbon drinker, I think this is a very approachable one if you're trying to get into rye. This is one that'll kind of give you that rye spice, but won't blow your palate away with like some ryes do. The next category is a cheap mixer. Now, for me personally, I don't typically buy a cheap rye to be a mixer. If I do, it will be something like Dickel Rye, which of course is young MGP rye. Don't have any on that on hand because I think when I want a rye cocktail, I want it to be, like I said, an old-fashioned or Manhattan. So if I'm not using Wild Turkey 101, I'm either using Sazerac Rye from Buffalo Trace or Rittenhouse Rye from Heaven Hill. Both right around $20, but I think that's the perfect price point for a mixer. I'm not going to typically mix my rye with like Coke or lemonade or anything like that. I'll stick to a bourbon or an American whiskey for that. So for me currently, it's got to be Sazerac Rye. This one's a little bit harder to find in some areas. It was $22 where I got it. But yeah, sometimes hard to find. If you can't find it, Rittenhouse Rye by Heaven Hill is an awesome alternative. The next whiskey on this list is an Impress Your Guests whiskey. This is the bottle that you pull out when you know you got your whiskey-loving friends over. What are you going to grab? For me, it's got to be Kentucky Owl Rye. This is actually batch 2, which is 11 years old. There's a few other batches, batch 4 being the latest. But yeah, I think this one is actually gifted to me from a friend, which makes it even more special. But a lot of people have wanted to try Kentucky Owl. It's harder to find. It's also a very high entry price. I think this is like, what, 180? But yeah, I think this is a really good one to impress your guests, show them a bit of what a premium rye can be. Plus, this bottle is pretty damn sexy. Whiskey number 4 is a Friday night pour. Y'all know this means you're about to go hard, go big, and with me, lately, it's been Wilderness Trail Rye. This one's 110 proof, but there are store picks that get even higher proof than that, I believe. Such a really complex rye. It's something that you really want to pour a glass and sip on it and think on it a while. It's currently Sunday night, but you know what? I think there's some time for some Wilderness Trail Rye. On the nose, there is no denying this. This is a rye whiskey, a lot more so than the Wild Turkey 101 I was drinking earlier. There's still a lot of sweetness from the corn, obvious on the nose. Let's see how it does on the palate. Cheers, guys. Gonna do a little Whiskey Mountain shimmy there. This is so good. It's so rich and bold and spicy. Even though it's only 56% rye, there are big, bold flavors in this whiskey. And like I said, it's something you want to sip on for a while. It's not something you want to just down like your daily drinker maybe. Some nights, of course. And finally, we are down to our 5th whiskey recommendation of this rye whiskey challenge. This is your personal special occasion bottle. I know some people are going to put their BTAC here. They're going to put their Pappy Van Winkle Rye. I'm going to pick something that's almost as hard to find, but only because it's so limited. To me, it's got to be Michter's Toasted Barrel Rye. Now, this is the 2020 batch. I do recommend the original batch. I think it was late 2017, early 2018. That one, I think, is the superior product, but still, this 2020 release, when I saw it in my store, it hit my store for about 90 bucks. I bought 3 of them. I love this stuff so much. And if you can't find this one, there is the Barrel Strength Rye. Very, very good too. Honestly, if I couldn't find this, I would be almost just as happy with that one. But because I bought 3 of these, this is my current special occasion rye whiskey. And since I'm recording this only a couple days after going through to the next round of Matt Madness, of course over on ADHD Whiskey's channel, I think that's a cause for a special occasion pour. What do you say? America. I've always wanted to say that. So this particular bottle is 108.6 proof, but could you look at the color on that? It's absolutely gorgeous. If you don't know, with this release, they do some extra toasting on some barrels that they put the whiskey into. Adds a lot of that toasted marshmallow note, which is, y'all know, my favorite note on a whiskey. Oh yeah, just on the nose, you get that sweet, charred element, but lots of marshmallow fluff goodness too. So cheers to round 2. Coming for you, Perry. That is fantastic. It's nothing like what you would kind of expect from a typical rye. I think that toasty, smoky kind of note is the dominant flavor here, but it's something that I consider one of my favorite notes, like I said. I am highly honored to consider this my special occasion pour. So those are my 5 whiskeys you need. So now's the time for me to challenge someone else. And who better to challenge than my upcoming competitor, Perry Ritter from This Is My Bourbon podcast. Pear Bear, are you up for the challenge? Let's see it. Thank y'all so much for watching. This has been Bourbon Bytes Whiskey Reviews with a gaming twist. I'm Clifton. Cheers, and I'll see you guys next video.